March 19th, a beautiful, pleasant afternoon outside Campus Stadium at Fort Collins. We're walking you up to a face-off for a top 25 men's collegiate lacrosse association battle between Colorado State and Florida State. On microphone here, Marty Cesario, along with Patrick Sullivan, two-time national champion, two-time All-American, and, well, the guy running the show is Phil Mildren and his talented crew. The Seminoles visiting the Rams this afternoon. And Sully, what are your instincts and expectations about this upcoming game?
Thank you, Marty. I'm expecting this to be a high-scoring affair, back and forth. Florida State coming in, averaging over 15 goals a game. CSU not too shabby themselves, coming in at 12 goals per game. But I'm expecting the biggest deciding factor at the X today. You got Florida State coming in, number one, Vinny, putting up almost 60% at the face-off X, and CSU's going to be down their top guy today, so they're battling about less than 50% on the season, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Vinny Mercadante is really good at what he does for Florida State on that face-off X, and then Dylan Hoff missing for CSU today. Florida State looking for back-to-back wins on this road trip to the Rockies. Rams want to rebound after their recent loss, and they want to score a second victory over a top 25 team here in the 2022 season. Let's look at some of the other housekeeping as we walk up to this outstanding lacrosse game, and beginning with the impact players for this game. And you can see the graphic coming up. A couple of elite players. Riley Flores, such a talented attackman for the CSU Rams. Parker McNally, what a good story for him, his fourth game of the season. Last time we were here on campus, he got his first start and was a key contributor. So he'll be an outstanding player at the midi position, are our expectations. And then for Florida State, well, they've got Will Sackman, who's a team captain, a junior out of Orlando. Two different hat tricks so far in this season, most recently against CU just 2 days ago. And their outstanding D-man, another captain, is Cameron Strickler, one of the top 5 defenders in the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference. Look at the starters for Florida State. And you can see up front there, the attackmen, Farquhar, Sackman, and Bennett. That midi line with Barnes, Robbins, and Cloutier. And on the back end, we mentioned Strickler, Zach Ryan, Persico. They've got a great freshman goaltender in Sarah McMahon. And when we think of Colorado State, just rattling off who's going to be starting this game based on information coming from head coach Ryan McDonald. McFerrin, Dowden, and Flores up front. Chastain, Cober, Parker McNally, the middies. Jake Niss, Noah Miller, Malcolm McDonald on the D. Dylan Widows will start in goal for CSU. Looking at those records, starting with Florida State, they are 5-2 after that win in Boulder at CU, 17-14, a shootout, able to beat those Buffaloes. And for Colorado State, also 5-2. Their most recent game was a loss at Texas in Austin, 13-6. So again, Marty Cesario along with Patrick Sullivan getting ready for outstanding teams as we look at the CSU record once again. Keep in mind, Colorado State is still ranked 21st in the country as you look at their record, and Florida State is ranked 22. So Cesario and Sully here in Fort Collins. Again, beautiful day scored. This is our first time we've had a CSU lacrosse game where it hasn't been sub-freezing temperatures to begin the opening face-off. So we're pretty excited, pushing near 70 degrees as we are again just outside Campus Stadium here, the home of new head coach Jay Norvell's football squad, getting ready for two really good lacrosse teams. It'll be Florida State and Colorado State as we just get underway here. Sully, you've been in this position. You've played for this program here for CSU. And then you've also played Florida State. That was back in 2015. Guys, pretty good stories coming from that experience back then, right?
Yeah, we did. Quite the good game we had. Ended up losing it by 1. I believe it was either an overtime game or right down to the end. Another back-and-forth game, 13-12 final. The Seminoles got us, so it'd be nice to get them this time back on the home turf.
Looking for fun stuff here. Two strong programs. Again, Florida State coming out of the Southeast Lacrosse Conference at 5-2. Colorado State in white out of the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Conference. Both within the top 25 as we get ready for that opening face-off. Vinny Mercadante out there in the dark jersey for Florida State. Christopher Reed, the freshman out of San Diego, is going to be the lead raw dog for Colorado State. As we just get started, first quarter, here on the gorgeous Saturday, we are officially underway. Battle for the ball leads to kind of a false start. We get a whistle. Possession's going to be awarded to Florida State, and they will transition down the field. Again, visual setup for you. In the dark uniforms with the gold lids, those are the Seminoles from Florida State University. In white with the green helmets with that iconic bighorn curl, those are the Colorado State Rams. As we just get started here in Fort Collins.
Now, and I know FSU ends up with the ball there, but that's a good sign for CSU winning that first clamp and having a chance to get that ground ball.
Why is that a good sign?
Well, you got to start hot. You got to get that confidence at the X that lets you know that you're in it, and that's a good sign for CSU.
Colorado State collects a turnover, advancing forward into the attacking zone. And that is good hustle by CSU. Like the work of Jordan Cutter there, the junior. Here comes a shot from Coburger, but a very nice save by Sarah McMahon, the freshman goaltender for Florida State. And now the Seminoles will try to clear. Aggressive is McMahon pushing upfield.
Yeah, that's a fantastic one-on-one save on Cole Coburger there.
Interesting note with McMahon, they had the 17-14 victory over CU on Thursday. McMahon gave up 14 goals, so his goals against average goes up, but so does his save total. He had 22 saves in that game, which is remarkable. Yeah, sometimes you got to grind through a shootout. That's exactly what that was. Florida State with a little bit of momentum. They're 5-2 now after that win over CU. Florida State in dark with possession of the ball right now as they set up in the attacking zone.
Yeah, as a defensive coach, you hate to see that big 14 up there, but when you can get your goalie to stand on your head like that, 22 saves, that's quite the performance.
So you see FSU bouncing around, looking for something to exploit. It's not there. Good defense by Kevin Mulligan. Potential All-American player. Mulligan out of Golden High locally. Back to X. CSU chasing. Looking for a cutter over the top. Nothing there. Low bouncer saved by Dylan Widow. So both goaltenders seeing the first shots coming their way.
Yep, always want to start with that first save. Sets you up well.
Just getting started here. We're about 2.5 minutes in the first quarter as CSU is trying to advance forward again, being very aggressive, like the work of Jordan Cutter so far, 26-1. Now midi line changes, back to X. Here comes Colorado State in white with possession. McFerrin up to Chastain, and they cycle it around. CSU looking confident in this possession and patient. McNally. Back to Farron again. More patient offense. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes one. It's misses the post. Not much of a threat for the goaltender, McMahon. Nearest is CSU as you look at the replay. And that just goes wide. Good for CSU to get a shot off. There's a shot from the hip, and that is saved by McMahon, and will send it over to his D-men and try to clear. That's Zach Ryan with the ball, the graduate student for FSU, and there's McMahon again.
Yeah, Sayre's seen the ball pretty well to start here. That's two, one outside, one in close. He's feeling good.
A whistle blowed, aggressive ride on the goaltender. Okay.
And I like that. You got a young guy, a freshman. You want to put pressure on him to make plays.
Keep in mind, all references defensively. I got a two-time All-American defenseman with me in Patrick Sullivan. 2 national championships on his resume. So good defense, physical contact. You like that stuff.
Oh, I love it. Especially you're talking about the potential All-American on the CSU side. Love seeing that from the D-mids. When you got D-mids who can shut guys down, it's like having another pull out there. Huge advantage.
0-0 game in Fort Collins. We're just over 4 minutes into the first quarter. No score yet for two teams who can put it in net. There's McFerrin trying to get one over the top, and that is over the crossbar. And then Florida State's going to be awarded possession. Colorado State getting shots off.
Yeah, they're getting some good looks. Nothing falling yet, but you got to stay aggressive. They'll start to fall.
Florida State in the dark uniforms and the gold lids. They have possession now. We wait for those midi line changes from head coach Louis Albazi, third-year head coach for FSU. Got a good program here under Albazi, as do Colorado State. Two powerhouses within the top 25 within MCLA.
Bit of an early slide there from CSU. Recovers quick. Nice job by number 10.
There's a shot release, trying to bounce it between the legs of the goaltender, and that's a nice save on the part of Dylan Widows. So defense and goaltenders still remain stout, as we are 5.5 minutes into the first quarter here in Fort Collins. Happy to have you along with us if you're in Northern Colorado or within the Box State, or also if you're part of the Florida State community.
You got to be feeling good if you're both D coaches. Both of these teams give up over 10 goals a game, and holding both opponents to 0 is quite the start.
Zach Reed, the defensive coordinator for Colorado State. Travis Quillen is the DC for FSU. And a score for Colorado State. Popping the cork for CSU, that is Matthew Dowden, the freshman out of Minnesota.
And that'll go down as unassisted, but Jaron McFerrin moving the ball really quick through X there, giving him a chance on that backside pipe. They had a 2-on-1 on the backside, so if he didn't take that, he had the next guy in the wing ready to go as well.
8:56 mark, first quarter, first score on the board. It's for the guys in white from Colorado State. Matthew Dowden, the Frosh, with the tally for the Rammies. So we got a 1-0 game after outstanding defense and goaltending. Finally, someone able to find twine, and that is the Frosh Dowden. 1-0 game, CSU with the lead, and a face-off win.
That's a good battle. Vinny's good. He likes to win it to himself. 25, that's beating him 2 on the clamp now. It's a good confidence builder.
Again, Dowden, the freshman, at 8:56 first quarter. 1-0 advantage for Colorado State, and they have possession of the ball. Cade Ebers operating the point. Now he'll come down a little bit lower. McFerrin goes low with the left. It is deflected by some good defense by Florida State. We'll give him credit. That was Zach Ryan doing a nice job for his Seminoles. Braden Kono operating. And he's marked very well. That'll send it back down to X. Fake attempt, shot is wide. CSU keeps it. The low shot saved by McMahon. That was a sharp low to high shot too, came with velocity, but McMahon makes the save.
Yeah, he saw that well. He dropped low, but he kept his stick high to block that right under the bar area.
Love the descriptions from Patrick Sullivan as you're watching along with us. And then a counter back the other way. Florida State has scored their first goal of the game. There's a whistle blown and a pause in the action. They are going to allow the goal at 7:12 here in the first quarter.
And that comes from the long pole. Not sure if it was the LSM on the clear, but the CSU defense has got to step up, lets them get a little too deep, probably about 10 to 12 yards. Now, those are guys you'd normally like to shoot, but more around that 15-yard range.
I didn't get a read on the number, and you get that beautiful replay from FanView. What's that long pole scored, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting good visuals there. Looks like it's 2-4 with the score for Florida State. want to make sure we give credit where it's earned, and it has been. So that is Jonas Klingerman, the young man that we featured on the front end as one of the possible impact players. So you're right, Patrick. The LSM, the senior captain, Jonas Klingerman, scores at 7-12 in the first quarter, and we're back to a tie game, but each team has now scored. .705 right now, so we're 8 minutes into the first quarter.
So FSU wins that faceoff there, but really persistent defense there. Gets the ball on the ground, and now CSU with the clearing opportunity.
Well, here comes Malcolm McDonald. A little different responsibilities for Malcolm in this game, dropping to more close defense, but still involved with the clear.
That's impressive. I see some composure out there. First game, a lot of pressure. He looks calm.
Good clear. Cole Coburn, senior captain, peeling back, and over to McFerrin. 6.5 left first quarter, 1-1 game. Klingerman has scored for FSU. Dowden for Colorado State. Looking for that cutter. That was Chastain coming through. Now he's got it. Swims through, left release, and that is way off, but CSU's going to keep it. Chastain knows a little bit something about post-production highlights. I thought we had one there because that was pretty for a moment. Here's McNally.
Looks like Florida State's dropping into a bit of a zone here.
Is that why we see all these dark jerseys peeling back?
Yeah, a lot of passing. That's kind of the big indicator there. They got their shorties up in the middle and passing down the wing as the Dodger goes through.
Well, a turnover creates the opportunity for Florida State. They have possession of the ball, and they're trying to advance through and between the restraining lines. Now they will sub in and set up in the attacking zone. Most recent goal, Florida State, Jonas Klingerman at 7-12 in the first quarter. Right now, we're 5.5 left, roughly, here in the first.
We'll see how the CSU defense responds here. Those are big momentum builders when those long pulls get down and score. Teams love that, get very hyped.
Missed exchange in the middle, but the Seminoles keep possession. They take a shot from the near wing, and it is off and wide, but FSU's going to keep it. About 5 minutes left, first quarter, 1-1 game. You see that close defense doing a good job denying the Seminoles as they approach the crease. But FSU keeps possession here. And that is McDonald with the harassment back there at X. Good D. That shot, I think, deflected off the stick and save attempt by Dylan Widows. We will liberally give credit and stats to any of these guys.
That's a good chase out by Noah Miller there. I thought he had that one.
4:34 on the clock now, as we're on the back end of the first quarter in a 1-1 game between two top 25 squads. A horn in the distance. That would be football practice inside Canvas Stadium.
No, actually, that was the end of the shot clock
was
there,
it
Marty.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so the FSU player knew there was a short clock, about 2, maybe 3 seconds left, didn't have an opportunity, so sends it to the other corner to allow their the ride to get set up.
Yep, that is my fault for not reading the clock on my clock monitor that I have. I also do work with the football team, so that I know that sound.
And we are at the football stadium.
We are indeed. I don't mind being corrected. We're under 4 left here in the first quarter. The production crew, they like to eat, so to them, that was the lunch horn. And it was time to clock out, take a break, get a hoagie. That actually sounds good. It is 1:19 Mountain Time. .330 remaining here in the first quarter. All tied up 1-1. Klingerman has scored for the Seminoles. Dowden for CSU. There's a shot that gets through, and FSU has taken the lead.
Yeah, it's a tough break there. Goes for that home run trail check from the shorty, and a very high risk, high reward. Doesn't get it, and it allows him to get that run-up goal.
Dylan Barnes with the score. The Meaty able to get through. We'll look at the replay. So you see Dylan Barnes able to get that score for Florida State. At the 3:20 mark first quarter, the Seminoles get their first lead of this contest. It's a 2-1 game. The visitors now have the advantage.
Now Christopher Reed with another face-off win. He's stacking up a couple here in a row now.
And that's something that you said was going to be a focus for us and for you watching along with us is Dylan Hoff is missing. He is attending to some family needs. Christopher Reed, the freshman from San Diego, is really the primary face-off specialist for CSU, and you're saying he's doing a good job.
Oh, he's holding his own. Number one, Vinny's the real deal. About 60%, gets about 8 ground balls to himself a game, and I don't think he's got any yet. Maybe one face-off win, but no ground balls.
Good work by Reed against a very talented Vinny Mercadante, the senior face-off specialist. He's a monster on that face-off X for Florida State. Meanwhile, Colorado State has possession. They're operating, cycling it around. Their center cutter. Kono trying to get through, nothing there. Does get the shot off, and it is wide of the goaltender, McMahon.
Yeah, Riley Flores with that strong.
I'm sorry, that's Riley Flores. Yeah, go ahead and correct me. That's a 4. That is, how can I miss Riley Flores, right? One of the top goal scorers for CSU, able to get a shot off, and he's right in front of the crease operating as you look on screen. McNally has it to McFerrin. Whistle blown before the shot release of McFerrin, and it'll be Florida State ball. Ouch.
Oh, that was so close. That zone giving CSU a little bit of a fit here.
1:50 left first quarter. Florida State has the 2-1 lead. Oh, good work. And up front, Florida State able to get another score. And now they're up 2.
Yep, they catch CSU sub in there. Got to get 6 guys back, stop that fast break, and FSU's able to take advantage of that.
We'll get a better read on the goal score once we get the replay, and then Patrick Sullivan will describe what we witnessed.
Yeah, so you see the guy subbing there. We get a little bit too aggressive. Guys open on the backside, not in. Nice easy dunk for FSU.
Looks like our production crew's trying to show us that, was it number 4 who scored? We'll have to.
Wow, now we got 44 in with this first face-off, and he takes one from Vinny too.
Well, 44 for Colorado State is Michael Reed, the junior out of Michigan. Well, suddenly CSU has now yielded 3 consecutive goals, so 3 unanswered for the Seminoles. They've got a 3-1 lead. Saved McMahon, picked up immediately. And now FSU's trying to clear. Aggressive ride by CSU. Good stuff there?
Yeah, good stuff. We'd love to see that from attackmen.
Okay.
Riding hard. Although they weren't shifted, FSU takes advantage on the backside.
Is this the right time for them to be doing that?
Yeah,
okay.
I love to always be aggressive with the attack. It just depends what you want to do with the middies behind them.
Okay. 40 seconds left, first quarter. 3-1 game. Florida State in the dark uniforms have the lead and they have the ball.
Ooh, pretty good opportunity there. Well played by CSU, getting physical, knocking them down, getting the turnover.
Good defense back there by Cade Ebers, the freshman midi.
CSU had the clearing opportunity there, just couldn't connect.
Contact and a little bravado attached to it.
Jake Niss coming in with some authority there.
How about the stick by Jake Niss? That's a non-scoring highlight by Niss.
CSU trying to go a little too quick there, another turnover.
Cameron Strickler picks it up. earns a whistle. Strickler hopping around, and that'll be the end of the first quarter of play. So we've concluded the opening 15 minutes of this top 25 lacrosse game. 3 unanswered goals, Florida State with a 3-1 lead as we take the break here in Fort Collins. What a gorgeous day as we look at the huddle after 1 quarter of play. Those are the Colorado State Rams. In there on the right is fifth-year head coach Ryan McDonald. Like you, Patrick, he's an alum of the program. Like you, Patrick, he knows about winning national titles. Ryan McDonald, such a stud with this program, taking over the helm for these Rammies.
And I had the pleasure of coaching with Mac for 3 years. I think he's the right guy for the job here. You know, it's a young team. He's got some young assistants with him. I'm hoping they can grow up quick.
And on the other bench, there is third-year head coach Louis Albazi. And Albazi, I'm going to say that properly, got his team at 5-2. And again, we've mentioned they're on a roll right now, looking to sweep their spring break trip coming from Tallahassee, Florida. They beat CU in Boulder a couple of days ago. Right now, those Florida State Seminoles have themselves a 2-goal lead. After 1 quarter, Sully, briefly, why do the Seminoles have that lead?
Honestly, transition. They are pushing it in transition. They are not waiting. They get those first 3 over. They are attacking the goal. CSU's got to do a better job getting 6 guys in, ready to play, get settled defense.
Okay, so keep an eye on transitions. Colorado State in white, trailing by 2. They scored the first goal. That was Matthew Dowden, the freshman, at 8:56. Since then, 3 consecutive scores for Florida State. Face-off win for the Seminoles.
Now, that's their backup, 47. He's another worthy guy, facing off about 70-75% as a backup. That's pretty impressive.
So the Seminoles in the black uniforms with the gold lids have a 2-goal lead, and they have possession. We just are starting the second quarter.
And I see number 9, Andrew Zeman, in for Florida State. He didn't start last game. Yeah, he's a guy who averages 4 goals a game. Probably feels good to have him back out there.
Well, and you see Florida State now extending their lead with another score 40 seconds into this second quarter. Colorado State, who is missing some personnel that are notable on that back end defensively, have now yielded another goal. Sully, what do we see here?
See just a straight alley dodge. Not really bad one-on-one defense, but we got to get sliding, got to get guys going to help out. Can't give them easy looks like that.
Tough to read the numerals in the sun glare out on the field and then on our monitor. 14-19 mark, second quarter. That is a goal for FSU.
Now CSU with the quick face-off win, but the nice play by the pole there from FSU taking it back. But looks like a turnover for Florida State following.
Oh, Widow sends it up. McDonald's trying to clear. Long pole sends it over, and that is Kevin Mulligan, who's going to pounce and prance into the attacking zone. Colorado State has work to do. We are 1 minute, 10 seconds here into the second quarter.
Yeah, game's early, but you'd really like to stop the bleeding here and get a nice offensive possession, finish with a goal for CSU.
Getting a read on who's out on the field. Looks like the usuals, including Chastain, who has it right now. He takes the shot, and that's off the chest pad of the goaltender, McMahon. Another save for McMahon.
He's like an octopus out there. That ball goes down. He's getting out of that crease, scooping it back in.
McMahon is dialed in, the goaltender for Florida State. He's allowed 1. That was within the first 6 minutes of this contest. Since then, nothing.
Nice job on the ride there by CSU, bumping him out of bounds, getting the ball back for the O.
Well, Colorado State has the ball again. You were looking for better transition. This fits, right? CSU's doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, the best defense is possession. You got the ball, they can't score.
Right. Sometimes it's simple. Right? Don't outthink it. 12:48 on the clock as we stop play for just a moment. CSU's going to keep it.
Now we'll see if FSU's still in the zone. There's a nice big skip there from Nick. Got a pretty good look down low.
Our production crew dialing in on McMahon. He's earned the screen time. He's been really good, just a freshman.
Yeah, he's a stud out of Long Island, one of the hotbeds of lacrosse. He's played some high caliber teams, working up the ranks through high school and out of college.
Slowly, we are earning relationships during the course of this home schedule where we do the broadcast for Colorado State lacrosse games. Hello to Matt Blamey from the University of Arizona, watching the game. We are a pro broadcast production, but yet it is still new media, so I don't mind giving shout-outs.
Absolutely not. We love everyone, the MCLA.
Yeah, you can tap us at FanView Sports.
McFerrin,
goes from the hip.
He does. He's got that hockey background. He plays below his hip a lot. It's got good deception.
We always note it because I don't mind it. We cover it. As McFerrin again operating through. Can he get over the top? No. Is that another save by McMahon? But we always talk about McFerrin played for that powerful Fort Collins Hockey Club at the high school level.
Oh, great ground ball there for Cole, getting the ball back for CSU.
See what the senior captain can do. He sends it low, trading up front. Chastain with the score. Gorgeous lax from Colorado State.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of hockey, nice hockey assist there. Gets it down to McFerrin. Back up to Chastain. It's beautiful.
Well, Chastain knows what it's like to get the screen time scoring goals. Our last home game, he had a hat trick. I packaged those together. I talked to him before the game. I said, you got to improve as always, right? You're going to go for 4? Well, he's got 1.
He's certainly capable. There it is. Nice tic-tac-toe for the goal.
So after Florida State has scored 4 consecutively, Colorado State gets their second. The 11:49 mark, second quarter. Nick Chastain scores for Colorado State. We'll see if that builds a little momentum for the Rammies here on their home turf.
Good recovery there from the CSU defense. FSU had numbers and couldn't capitalize.
Florida State going to settle in. McDonald is harassing Seminoles, well, that's expected. Florida State moving it around. There's a low shot. Here on the field, a lot of contact. Sounded like it did hit a piece of the stick of Dylan Widows. So again, we liberally offer a save to Dylan Widows. Why not? FSU is going to keep it. Shot clock's reset. Save Widows. He can't get to it. Picked up immediately by the Seminoles.
Oh, a bit of miscommunication here from CSU. Good recovery.
Hey, look at that trap there. Physical defense by Mulligan. There's Andrew Zeman, the hugely talented freshman. Number 9 for Florida State out on the field.
And draws the penalty.
Delayed penalty, as you heard Sully just mention.
And for those newcomers, generally play doesn't stop until the fouling team gets possession.
Excellent job by Patrick Sullivan explaining to you, if you're not familiar. At 10-13 here in the second quarter, we have our first penalty of the game. So first special team situation for either one of these clubs. And for 60 seconds, Florida State will be operating man up.
Yeah, it looks like they got him on the slash there. They had a nice double opportunity, but got a little too happy with the stick checks. Got to pinch that guy in between and get that ball down.
So let's see what Colorado State can do with FSU in a man-up situation here and still leading by 2.
Yep, FSU coming out in a 3-3 to start here.
Taken away, interception by McDonald, who's advancing the ball forward. Through across the midline. Colorado State killing off some time.
With the shorty, too. Ditches the pole for man down, gets the shorty. Great interception. Gets the ball back for the Rams.
What a great play. Man down, Malcolm McDonald, the junior out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Digging 58's play right there. And we're back to even strength. About 9.5 left here in the second quarter. That's going to look good on tape when they go through that.
Oh, yeah.
2-goal game. The visitors from Florida State have the lead. CSU has the ball. And that shot is over the shoulder and high above the crossbar. It's far wide. Colorado State's going to keep it.
Yeah, a little bit of a possession shot there.
25 on the shot clock. Nice turn, but again, McMahon.
Gosh, he is seeing it.
He's good. Sarah McMahon, the freshman from Florida State, another save.
Well, and that's also tough. You know, you see Jared come up, gets the rollback, goes to his right hand, but not a lot of angle, and he's going to that stick side high, the lefty.
Turnover, Braden Kono picks it up. And some odd exchanges for Colorado State. Did they get it through? McMahon makes the save.
Oh, my gosh. Talk about highlight reel. He is everywhere.
So Sarah McMahon is going nutso here on our FanView broadcast, repeatedly making stops for his Seminoles. And here comes FSU. And a score.
Gosh, they move it up quick. They get it out. Ball moves faster than your feet. Bang, bang up the sideline to some nice transition numbers going the other way. But all starts with McMahon.
Yeah, I was going to say that's, you know, we have to package that together. With it begins with McMahon and what he is doing back there in front of his own cage.
Yeah, that transition puts Nis in a tough spot. He has to show to step up to try and stop ball, and there's not much support behind him. Tackman gets a nice doorstep look.
8:05 mark, second quarter. Florida State gets their 5th goal of the game.
CSU with another face-off win, giving themselves a chance here. Ooh, they're gonna get him for the turnover. It looked like a bit of a trip to me. Oh no, they're gonna call loose ball now. So CSU keeps the ball.
Properly give credit to Alexander Gerdak, 28, who scored that recent goal for Florida State. And make sure we give him that credit he earned. Let's take a peek at what happened there with the foul. Okay, we're back to the live action here. We'll give you a look because Patrick Sullivan reacted. Right now, there's Riley Flores sending it low. CSU from X, cutter, Flores scores. Riley Flores has scored for the Colorado State Rams.
Wow, that is a tight window to feed that thing in there. Good hands.
You're watching along with us. You saw that whole thing develop. You don't need to be a lacrosse coach to see what was happening there. Flores with the score at the 7:21 mark in the second quarter.
Yeah, it looks like 38. The freshman back there with a nice feed.
So Riley Flores scores his first of the game. A quick answer to the Alexander Gerdak goal 40 seconds earlier. Now we'll look at the trip here. Hello. Back to the live action, the adjacent face-off after the Riley Flores goal.
Good trail check there, not giving up on the play. But another face-off win for CSU. Ooh.
And now we have equipment carnage out there and then a whistle. So the competitiveness is elevating. Is that a diplomatic way to say it?
Oh, we love it. We love to compete.
And this is a timeout called.
Now, was that a stick or was that a flag down?
I saw sticks bodies. I did not see flag as we probe around.
Now we know the guys, they like the bright colors nowadays.
And you get a look at that huddle, and now there's the officiating crew. So far, happy with the flow of the game and what these gentlemen are doing in terms of the officiating crew. Also, they were helpful where we made one request concerning equipment so we could always give you time checks, and they obliged. So thank you so much. We're
Absolutely.
just trying to help those who are watching along. 6:59 on the clock. Will CSU keep possession after this timeout?
They should, yes, unless we missed a call there, but I believe that is their timeout.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you're from the Florida State lacrosse community, CSU, you already know. And we've got plenty more to go. We've got 4 home games in 8 days, culminating with the big rivalry battle with Brigham Young. That'll be inside Canvas Stadium, and that'll be fun. But again, 4 games in 8 days, so a lot of Colorado State lacrosse coming up. Florida State today, ranked number 22 in the country. Washington next on Monday, 16th ranked Utah Valley on Thursday, and then next Saturday, number 1 BYU.
Yep, starting conference play on Thursday. These are the big ones for the Rams.
And there is Louis Albazi, the head coach for Florida State. Right now in a good spot. Seemed to have a good spring break vibe to him coming off that CU win on Thursday. And I know he was enjoying these facilities and the opportunity to be on the broadcast like this. We've resumed play after the timeout pause. 6:40 on the clock, second quarter. Colorado State has possession. They're down 2. And a score diving in front of the crease.
That's McFerrin.
CSU able to push it through. Jared McFerrin with his first goal of the game, and he brings the Rams to within 1.
That's a beautiful feed, but McMahon, gosh, he is there. He sneaks that in. That might have gone 5-hole. Ooh, I think it was 5-hole.
So is that a guy like Jared McFerrin, who's certainly a capable goal scorer, starting to get a read on what McMahon's doing out there, and he got resourceful and creative?
Yeah, it also
Shoved
helps
it through.
that hockey background. You
Yeah,
keep it
right,
low,
right.
it doesn't give him a chance to get there. Nicely played.
There you go. Nice play for the forward, Jared McFerrin, able to get one with the first liners. Jared McFerrin scores a 6:32 second quarter. We got a 1-goal game here at Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins.
Good physical battle at the X.
And a flag is in the air and falling. You saw that on screen as Mulligan is cradling, working through that midfield area. So a delayed penalty in effect. CSU has it. Here comes Coburn. Jared McFerrin, 30 seconds ago, brings the Rams to within 1. And now CSU has the ball with a delayed penalty in effect. And a score for CSU that comes off the stick. A right-hand release by Matthew Dowden, who has 2 goals in this contest.
Has a beautiful feed. Dodge down the alley. Still dodging the zone there, but get some heads watching on the defensive side from the Seminoles and leaves that backside open for the nice feed.
Matthew Dowden, his 4th game played here in the 2022 season. Starting to light things up here. Look at the replay.
Very nice. Takes that one near side pipe, off stick from the goalie.
5:50 mark, second quarter. Matthew Dowden, his 2nd, CSU's 5th, and we are tied up here in the first half of play.
Is that 3 unanswered now?
Yes, it is. Flores, McFerrin, and Dowden, and all within 2.5 minutes of each other.
Ooh, we get a little infraction here from FSU, so CSU's going to get the ball again. That'll make it take it.
One of the fun parts of lacrosse, also can be very challenging and frustrating.
Oh, indeed. If you're giving up goals and the ball keeps coming right back to you, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, nobody mama catch you in lacrosse. You give up goals, nobody hands you the ball. Go get it.
Got to earn it.
And look at the confidence as Colorado State operates. They get one up front. Nice save by McMahon.
Beautiful save, but they're going to get the man-up opportunity here on the push.
You might have seen the flag fly through in front of the crease there. What's the call?
I believe it's push with possession.
Okay.
So had the nice feed. The middle was open on the zone. One Ebers finds space, and it forces the FSU defense to have to make a tough play. It's either give up a goal or take a penalty.
For the second time, CSU will be man up. So a Florida State Seminole off screen is kneeling. And Colorado State, with momentum of 3 goals scored consecutively, now have an extra man out on the field with 5:18 remaining here in the first half. Well, this is what we wanted, right? Marty Cesario along with Patrick Sullivan, Phil Mildren and his crew. Top 25 action, 2 stud programs. And lots of BAs out on the turf giving us a tie game, even at 5s. Man up CSU in white with about 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. That's Chastain up top. McFerrin shoots, and it is wide of McMahon.
Nice job there by the FSU man down, getting back to even.
Both teams been pretty good in special teams. Coburn. That's Chastain up top again. So look at Colorado State. Going for that bounce shot right at the ankles of the goaltender. McMahon sweeps it through. CSU's going to keep it.
Now that's a tough angle, but he uses the defender well for the screenshot there.
And that is a shot clock violation.
I believe so. That was a weird echo.
Yeah, it bounced off the walls of Canvas Stadium. Again, we're just outside on the the west side of Canvas Stadium, the $220 million beautiful football facility.
And I'll be interested to see how the FSU offense reacts here. CSU's had the ball quite a few possessions in a row. We'll see if they're patient or maybe a little antsy.
And again, in 1 week's time, we will be inside Canvas Stadium for that big rivalry game. Colorado State, 21st ranked in the country against top-ranked BYU. That's next Saturday, and we will present it here on FanView screens along with the 2 games in between. One on Monday with Washington, and then Thursday with Utah Valley.
Looks like CSU drew a penalty there. I'm not sure what for, but they're going to go man down here.
Okay, so for the second time in this first half, Florida State is man up, and they're looking to stop the bleeding here. 3 consecutive goals scored by CSU. This ball fake up top. And that shot travels through the crease area.
I'm not sure if he got the save there. That was a pretty good look by FSU. If so, great save by Widows.
I've been enjoying the play of Will Sack, the captain at X for Florida State. He seems to be at such command of the offense of the Seminoles. We're back to even strength now.
It's good midi defense by 26.
About 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. So after a surge of goals scoring, now defense is settling back in, and Sully's going to always point out that excellent play on the defensive ends.
Yep, FSU going with the invert here, dodging the shorty behind the goal. But great defense by 32.
It disallowed any delivery to cutters, and then there's some physical contact there. Bam, bam, a couple of times. Jordan Cutter makes me look. 26 and white. There's a shot and a beautiful save by Dylan Widows. Read it the whole time. Quick transition. There goes Mulligan and CSU. And that shot is over the top of the crossbar. McFerrin with the lefty release.
That's a beautiful save. Off stick high, doesn't give up the rebound, able to get it up and out for the fast break opportunity.
That was a goalie in command right there. Totally saw it and then snapped it out of the air. And then immediately sent it to Mulligan. All a good look. I was waiting for that goal call for McFerrin to finish it off. Couldn't package that all together, but CSU does keep it. We're under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Tied up 5-5 after 3 consecutive goals by the Rams. Colbert diving in front and scores.
Oh, they're going to call him in.
Yep, they're going to wave out crease violation.
Generally, if you get the ball out before you land in, that should be a goal. That's awfully close.
That would have been a great highlight. Cole Colbert giving body, launching and floating through the air, able to get it in net, but it's waved off. And we continue play with 1:25 left, second quarter. So, Sully, we're going to look at it again, that Colbert shot attempt.
Tough to tell there. Looks like he even gets some contact from the FSU defender. It's close.
Well, that contact even added to why it was a cool highlight, because kind of like a basketball dunk, you get a little leverage using the opponent's body. It made him elevate a little bit more as we... let's take a look at one more time at Colbert in what we thought was a CSU go-ahead goal.
So he leaps, and then that FSU defender escorts him a little bit further into the crease there.
Well, that has to be noted. With about a minute and a half left here in the second quarter, what might have been a go-ahead goal for Colorado State was waved off, and now we look around. We're peeking at the Florida State huddle with head coach Louis Albazi, his defensive coordinator Travis Quillen. Evan Oakley is the goalies coach. Florida State, Colorado State giving us some outstanding college lacrosse entertainment here in Fort Collins on a gorgeous day, and even the traffic approves.
Yeah, they got Zeman back out there on attack. We'll see if he's a decoy or they're going to run a play for him here with the short clock left.
Yeah, it's notable when number 9 is out there when we get back to the wide shot. Number 9 for Florida State. Kid with 32 points on the season. 3 or more goals in all 6 games until the game in Boulder on Thursday. At CU, nothing.
Nothing. I don't think he played. Looks like he's wearing a brace on his knee, or a little bit earlier. Looks like he shed that. Maybe he's feeling a little better.
Zeman would be to your right on your screen. Look for number 9. He is down low and getting marked defensively by Noah Miller.
Noah Miller, local product out of Denver East High School in Denver.
Good to note those guys. East has had a fine winter sports season. Their hockey team won a Class 5A hockey championship. Their basketball squad went to the Final Four.
Oh, that's great defense inside there. Number 10, Kissel.
Cale Kissel, another local dude from the farm in Wheat Ridge. So Colorado State with under a minute to play, working with perhaps a final possession. And then whistles blown. 35 on the clock, and then a timeout called.
Yep, Coach Mack. Want to set up a play, want to get something good to finish the half here. Get some momentum going in.
We'll take a break here during this timeout. We got a tie game, 5-5 with about 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. There's a shot from the south end zone area. That's the practice turf field for the football squad. Glad to be here just outside Canvas Stadium as you look at the staff for Florida State. Head coach Louis Albazi. Right now a timeout called. His defense looking to make a stop before we get to the halftime intermission break. 3 consecutive goals scored by Colorado State to give us a tie ball game with 30 seconds exactly remaining here in the second quarter. Head coach Ryan McDonald took a timeout. We'll see what the Rammies drew up as they attack here.
Now, FSU in a little bit different of a zone. They have their LSM in the middle, and they are funneling to him.
Flores up front. He absorbs contact, gets the pass off, shots, gets through. McMahon makes the save. 5 seconds left. Flag down. We stop play at 5 seconds remaining.
So thinking that's going to be a penalty on FSU. Now, when the ball is loose, the opposing team is allowed to reach in there and pick it up. And looks like McFerrin was trying to pick that ball up, and then the FSU defender comes through and absolutely obliterates him.
Again, 5 seconds left in the second quarter here.
So look for CSU to hold the ball and start the second half with a man-up opportunity.
Strategic use of the man-up situation. And you're getting a read on the Seminole, Cameron Strickler, the senior captain. And we'll wait for 5 ticks. Exactly what Patrick Sullivan says. Colbert stands there, craves a little, waits for the horn, and we get it. So Colorado State was trailing after a goal-scoring surge by Florida State, but then 3 in a row. Riley Flores, Jared McFerrin, then Matthew Dowden scores to tie things up. And after one half of play, it's all that you want. Even up game between top 25s here in Fort Collins. Back to the turf field outside Canvas Stadium. Second half about to begin at 2:08 Mountain Time. Colorado State and Florida State. The Rams and Noles are tied up at 5 apiece. Remember, the quick recall is that Colorado State is beginning this third quarter man up right now. So again, it's 5-5. CSU in white, Florida State in black. And Colorado State working man up as Cole Colbert chases the ball down.
Yeah, a little bit of a force there from Ebers.
The Rams still operating with a man advantage. Back to X and look for a cutter coming over the top. Nothing there. Kober shoots and scores. The senior captain, man up, Cole Kober, scores in the first 40 seconds of the second half for Colorado State.
And Dowden with a nice hockey assist from X finds Flores up top, draws the defender, gives Cole the nice look there, a nice easy shot.
So that is Kober's first goal of this contest. And we'll look at the replay.
There it is there. Looks like he got him stick side hip there. A bit unusual for McMahon.
So if you go back to the second quarter, Colorado State has now scored 4 unanswered goals on the Seminoles.
And another faceoff win for CSU.
Florida State had a 5-2 lead after an Alexander Gerdak goal at 8:05 in the second quarter. Since then, Flores, McFerrin, Dowden, and as you just witnessed, Cole Kober scores man up at 14-18 third quarter. And look at this, Colorado State cycling the ball around with a lead they haven't had since back in the first quarter. CSU scored that first goal. FSU tied it up, and then took the lead, and now Nick Chastain able to knife one through, solves the goalie McMahon, and a surge of scoring for CSU continues.
And Jared McFerrin with the nice assist there. Draws the defender. Nick Chastain finds the open space in the zone. No one from the Seminoles coming across crease there. Nice easy look.
Nick Chastain joins Matthew Dowden among the multiple goal scorers in this lacrosse game.
Yeah, FSU really looking for something from their guy, number 1 here. Need a possession.
Head coach Ryan McMahon's step, as you saw, is looking a little more confident. Bouncing around the sidelines here. CSU now has scored 5 unanswered, and they have a 2-goal lead.
Now FSU comes out with the ball, but a little bit of chaos, ball on the ground.
Look at that subtle kick by Flores. CSU gets it to Flores, and a score. Riley Flores puts one through for Colorado State.
And the beautiful assist there from Ebers. Starts with the ground ball. Nice dodge down the alley there, eluding the defender. Finds Flores on the crease for the dunk.
Riley Flores, his second of the game at 13-11 in the 3Q. Six consecutive goals scored by number 21 Colorado State, and now they have a 3-goal gap to their favor.
Now FSU with the face-off win there, but CSU does a great job with the triple team on the pole, gets him in trouble.
And Michael Reed came out with it. Delayed penalty, flag is down.
Ooh, that might be another one. Should be. I think they missed that trip there.
You saw Cale Kissel, the long stick, trying to push forward in the attacking zone. Then he was sent down. Previous to him getting the ground ball, a flag was on the field. And now we'll see how this shakes out. 1. And at least 1 man is going to be down for Florida State. We're trying to look away off camera as you see the referees picking up their laundry. So for the 3rd time in the game, Colorado State will be man up, and they clearly have momentum.
They'd love to put this one in, put a lot of pressure on this FSU team.
Riley Flores scored at 13-11, his second of the game. That achieved the 8-5 advantage for CSU. Now Colorado State man up with the ball. Well, that's good defense in front of Jared McFerrin releasing that shot.
Yeah, great closeout by 46, getting on the hands.
And rapidly moving to the Florida State roster, because I want to give him credit, because that was good work by the Seminoles defender. That was Zach Zeman. CSU still man up for a short time. We're 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Ooh,
That
good
shot.
look there.
Yeah, that was there. trying to squeeze one in there to the inside of that post.
Had a good look, but also had one more to Chastain there.
And a missed exchange, and that's an unforced error, so a turnover.
Yeah, had McFerrin there on the skip. Not sure if he just didn't see it.
Well, so now Florida State's going to try to clear. It did look like by the reaction of McFerrin, whether it was glare or whatever.
Now that's a big stop by the FSU defense, and then they turn it right back over on the clear to give it back to CSU here. Those are killer.
Well, here comes Cobra, taking contact, moving forward. Now waiting for those midi changes. Chastain coming in off screen, and look at Cobra again taking those stick checks to the belly.
Love the pressure. 46 with a couple nice plays in there.
That was Zeman again. Chastain over the top of the crossbar. That was another open look for Colorado State, who scored 3 goals in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. And that deflects off the stick head of one of the defensemen.
Now they're in their zone there, but you can hear the defense talking. They're wanting to go quick to Chastain, not give him any easy looks. He's a guy who can bring it 90 plus.
I believe that was the junior Aiden Skonen. Or Skokan.
Good
nice
double.
play defensively. And then you look at FSU picking up their defensive aggressiveness. Now both benches picking up the volume. Cobra with the bounce attempt.
Now that's going to be a continuation of the shot, so FSU's closest to the back, so they will get possession.
10:23 on the clock, third quarter. Cobra, Chastain, Flores have scored in the early stages of this third quarter. It's a 3-goal lead.
Unforced turnover from 14. Those ones hurt. You get those big stops and you not even get it up to the offense. Cannot have those unforced mistakes on the clear.
We'll have to source you and pick your brain, Sully, when we get a pause. But what is happening? Is it what CSU is doing that's throwing Florida State off and, presenting those unforced errors? Or is it FSU just losing a little something?
Well, it's been starting at the X. We talked about at the beginning there. We talked about that big impact, and CSU is holding their own. I don't have exact numbers here, but I imagine they're up near 70, 75%.
Cade Ebers finds a center cutter, get a good shot. Load a high attempt from Nils Holland, the sophomore, but that was wide.
And that'll drive a coach crazy. No backup from the backside attackman. FSU heads up play from the pole, gets the ball back for the Seminoles.
9:25, third quarter. Colorado State, 3-goal lead. They've scored 6 unanswered after being down 5-2 at the 8-minute mark, roughly, in the second quarter. Talking about a Florida State team that scored 17 on CU just 2 days ago.
Early slide from CSU puts the pressure on.
Well, that's why Kevin Mulligan's on the All-American watch list. A swipe, a steal, a theft, and here comes Colorado State.
Now, good cut there from Dowden. Like to see that in his left hand to give him more of an opportunity to get a shot off.
Dowden, the freshman, has 2 goals in this game.
Well, CSU catching FSU subbing. Good recovery, though.
McNally with Chastain coming in. That is Cobra. Well, look at these guys trade the ball. A lot of confidence for the Rams until I broadcast jinx them.
Oh, that is a great play by Noah Miller there. Will look to be a turnover. Knocks the ball over from going. Keeps possession for the Rams, and now we got a flag down.
So Riley Flores sends it through the crease. It's wide of McMahon. Not much of a threat, the goaltender. But as Patrick Sullivan just shared, there's a flag on the field, and It'll be a fourth man-up situation for Colorado State coming up, and they have the 3-goal lead. We've got 7:56 on the clock here in the third quarter in Fort Collins, Colorado, on a gorgeous hashtag Spring Sports Day. We like to point that out because our crew knows we've had to endure some rough weather in previous home games for Colorado State. Been sub-freezing temps at opening faceoff for all previous home games. Not today. Kober shoots. It is one. Cole Kober, team captain. You can look at the reaction of the goaltender, Sarah McMahon. Boy, he was berserk in that first half, making so many great saves. He's allowed 3 in the third quarter here. Here comes CSU. Still man up.
Unforced turnover there from Flores. Ball going back to FSU.
Great job by the camera crew, just following that ball.
That's a tough one on the man-up opportunity.
That's Zach and Mike across the way, giving you the beautiful visuals. We're back to even strength. 7 minutes remaining, third quarter. Colorado State with a 3-goal advantage. .640 on the clock. As Zach Johnson and Mike Trujillo continue to probe around and now show you what Florida State's trying to accomplish in the offensive zone.
Good switch there defensively from the 2 shorties from CSU on that pick.
Look at that.
So I think FSU's wanting a flag there. Are they going to get it? No. See, it was a bit of helmet to helmet, but he lowers his helmet, and now a little bit of chaos in the middle.
And they just drew a penalty. CSU just drew a penalty. Now another flag down. So we're going to have to see how this all shakes out. Well, that's Jake Niss celebrating because he drew the foul. And let's look at the first one here on the replay.
Now let's watch here. He is going really hard. He's kind of falling. That is a tough call. You know, seeing that in replay. Live speed didn't look as bad. Replay a little bit tough. He's kind of getting that head down, trying to gain on his defender, and a little bit of helmet to helmet. Maybe should have gone the other way.
So you think head coach Louis Albazi and Florida State, they do have a case?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit upset here, and maybe that's what that second flag is on.
Yeah, definitely. The following flag was a frustration situation.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a bang-bang play. Guys going hard. Tough one either way.
Well, there is head coach Louis Albazi, who is shedding his wardrobe because, again, we have nice weather and the competition's heated out here as we're in the second half.
Now, if you're CSU, you got to take advantage here. You know, maybe get a little bit of a lucky call going your way. Now you got to take advantage, put the pressure back on the Noles.
We widen out as the officiating crew, what we're seeing off camera is not one but 2 Seminoles will go to one knee. They got lots to talk about here. So that gives us an opportunity to just source you again. 3-goal surge for CSU here in the second half, 6 unanswered. What is working for Colorado State to where they're in command right now?
Well, defensively, when they get settled and they're not giving up transition, they're really giving their goalie widows an opportunity to see the ball. When FSU was taking advantage early on in that first half, they're coming down in numbers, drawing defenders, getting looks on the porch there right in front of the goal, and that's what you don't want. And then offensively, possession. CSU has had the ball a lot. They're really tiring out this FSU defense. We'll see if they get a goal here, how long they're going to stay in this zone.
Patrick Sullivan, 2-time national champion, 2-time All-American. I trust that, and I heard you. Get a read on what's happening as we have this short pause in the action after multiple flags down. We know this because I can see it across the way. There are 2 guys across the way wearing the dark uniforms who are going to be on one knee. So it is man up Colorado State, advantageous situation, up 3 goals. 6 minutes left here in the third.
Nice job by the FSU defense here early, not giving up any easy looks.
And the score by Cade Ebers. So after all of that, CSU converts it into a goal score, and we have a timeout call. There's a look at Ebers.
Yeah, that's a tough go. 6v4 on the man down. They started off hot. Get the ball up top to, I believe, Kober there. Finds Ebers down low. Come with the replay now.
And that was Kober who sends it to that GLE.
Yep.
Goes back up. So this is the bulk of that play set.
Yep, and that's a beautiful backside cut by Ebers there. You see McFerrin moving up, occupies the defender, and Ebers finds that space on that backside. Good find by Kober and the nice dunk.
More pretty lacrosse coming the way of Colorado State, who've now scored 7 unanswered. I want to thank Corner Bakery Cafe, delicious dine-in, fresh, flavorful delivery, crafted convenient catering for any occasion. 4 Metro Denver locations, also 1 in Metro Tampa. Corner Bakery Cafe in 21 states, supporting Colorado State lacrosse. And also, if you want to support the program with CSU, 6-time national championship Colorado State lacrosse program, as Sully nods his head. Remember to go to CSULacrosse.com. You can learn, research, investigate, and support CSU men's lacrosse. Marty Cesario, along with 2-time national champion, 2-time All-American Patrick Sullivan, Phil Medrin, and his crew, bringing you this outstanding production. It's not a stream, it's broadcast. Check that.
Now this is interesting to see. This is a big face-off, and FSU does not have #1 Vinny in there. I wonder if he's hurt or he's just not feeling it today. CSU with another face-off win.
CSU pushes it to X. That is the freshman Dowd looking around. Over to Flores, and they cycle it around here.
Now they still have a man-up opportunity. One guy's still in the box, so one of those was a non-releasable penalty.
Extra man on the field for the guys in the white uniforms with the bighorn lids. That's Colorado State with their 4-goal lead. They were behind 5-2 in the second quarter. Things have changed.
A beautiful skip and save there from McMahon.
McMahon, we saw plenty of that. He had such a strong first half. Makes a save right there. Florida State trying to clear.
Here comes number 10. This guy is a gazelle coming down the field. They love the ball in his stick. Going from D to O.
Yeah, that dude's got wheels. Let's give him some love. On that clear, Andrew Crosby, who has 1 goal back in the first quarter for Florida State. That was at the 140 mark when FSU was on a roll, and they had scored 3 unanswered.
It's a big possession from the FSU offense. Need to come away with one here to feel good.
4.5 left, third quarter. Florida State trailing by 4. And a save by Dylan Widows.
Yeah, that good early slide puts pressure on the Dodger. Feels like he has to maybe get rid of it a little sooner than he likes. Gives it the nice, easy save for Widows.
And look at Widows and Mulligan working the clear. And then the long throw across.
FSU in a soft, looks like a 3-3 zone there on the ride from their attack in their mid. And CSU's been doing a good job all day finding those pockets behind that midline.
Under 4 to play here in the third. We're even strength now. We were even on the scoreboard at the end of the first half. It was all tied up 5-5. McNally pushed back, so CSU retreats. Kober, Chastain, Flores, and Ebers have tallied for Colorado State here in the third quarter. 3.5 remaining in the third.
It's a good dodge there by Kono. I mean, he's looking to feed there, but he gets to the middle. I'd like to see him shoot it.
Maybe a little too unselfish there?
Yeah. Nevertheless, FSU coming back. We'll see what they can do.
Cameron Strickler sending it forward. Florida State successfully clears. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Specifically 2:50 on the time clock. Try to time check you as much as possible. We normally do have clock on the score bug, but Phil Mildred would explain that to you. It has to do with gigaput connectivity.
Oh, CSU defender breaks a stick there. We'll see if FSU can take advantage of the short opportunity. Man up. Nice job by the CSU defense. Gets the sub in. Back to even.
Seminoles being very patient and composed despite being down 4. From up top, and a score for Florida State.
And that starts with that dodge down the wing. McDonald gets a little too aggressive, a little too much stick check, would like to see more body. Defense feels like they have to slide. They get the pass action through X, leaves the backside up top. Seminole open for the nice look.
Another one where we can see on the cameras from Zach Johnson and Mike Trujillo. We saw that play developing. Jake Shull, the sophomore out of Orchard Park, New York, steps into it and is able to solve the goaltender.
Yep, as an offense, you love getting those nice open looks from 10 to 12 yards straight up top. CSU with another face-off win, coming down for the fast break.
Shull at the 4-minute mark, third quarter, scores the first goal since the 8:05 mark in the second quarter. So it's been a long drought for Florida State. Able to get one through. We'll see if that creates some modest momentum for the Florida State Seminoles. 1:30 remaining here in the third. Now we have Nick Chastain down low. And he curls and it hits the post.
Ooh, I think that was actually a save by McMahon. He was all over that.
We'll give credit to the freshman goaltender. We've liked what he's done. So we'll call it a save from Sarah McMahon. And then a turnover force midfield.
Beautiful ride by CSU.
Kissel gets knocked to the ground. Florida State has possession. And again, ball down.
Yep, turnover, another failed player for FSU. Ball coming back for the Rams.
53 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Now that last possession looked like FSU came out of the zone and we're playing man there.
I love you can hear through the crowd mics as Jordan Cutter advances through. The guy's called Cutter. No, that's his name.
I believe he's also a former CSU football player.
He looks like it.
Good short stick. D-mid defense there from number 3 for FSU.
And you hear the bench of CSU picking up the volume as we end the third quarter of play here. We've got zeros on the clock. No? I've got zeros on the clock. Yeah, we're going to pause the action here unless we're going to award a couple more ticks, which will not be the case. So, Jake Shull recently scores at the 4-minute mark in the third quarter after Florida State had allowed 7 consecutive goals to CSU. Right now, the Rams with the 3-goal lead as we take a timeout between the third and the fourth quarter here in Fort Collins. A gorgeous look on a sunny day in northern Colorado. Huddle break, Florida State. Under head coach Louis Albazi, Marty Cesario, Patrick Sullivan. Sully, what's Albazi thinking? What do those Seminoles need to be doing here?
Now, I don't think you need to change anything up too crazy yet. Offensively, there's still a lot of time left. 3 goals is nothing in this game. I feel like you can still be able to run your offense. I'm curious to see when they come back out on defense what they're going to be in. They finished 2 possessions there with man instead of zone, and they shut down the Rams. We'll see if they dial up the pressure a little bit in that man defense.
And keep in mind, immediate recall, Florida State put 17 goals on Colorado just 2 days ago. They can put it in net. They can score.
And they sure can, and they can do it quick. In that second quarter, 11 goals on 14 shots, so they can explode at any second.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I had a quick conversation with head coach Louis Albazi for Florida State, and I said, what if you gave me a Barstool note to share what happened at CU? And that's what he pointed out was we exploded for 11 goals in 1 quarter and then maintained it. There you go. All right, thanks, coach. Just getting started, 4th quarter here in Fort Collins. Colorado State scored 7 unanswered until Jake Shull just recently scored at the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Here come what could be the final 15 minutes of this top 25 MCLA contest here in northern Colorado. The guys in white, Colorado State, have the 3-goal lead as they go through subs, and now we'll have possession in the offensive zone.
And that's a massive ground ball by the LSM number 50, the backup there, off that scrum, off the faceoff, getting the Rams possession.
That would be Blaine Ware, the sophomore from Mountain Vista High School in Highlands Ranch. Shout to head coach Matt Plicknick, the reigning 5A lacrosse champions at the high school level here in the Bach State. Up front, left-hand shot from Parker McNally. You hear all of his teammates groan. Oh, they thought they had one.
Yeah, that was a great look. Maybe had it in the wrong hand there. I like to see that in the left side so you can get a better angle at the goal.
Well, CSU's going to keep it. How about the confidence of Dowden just swimming past defenders? Can't get a shot off and then whistle.
Ooh, a little bit of a bailout there. Falls in the what looked to be a fall in the crease. That actually gets called for the push. Tough go for the Seminoles defense.
We appreciate Patrick Sullivan being diplomatic himself. Fair is fair. Just call what you see. Also a former All-American defenseman. As you see the shot from Chastain. Save McMahon again.
This guy is a stud.
Yeah, McMahon has definitely earned our attention and respect. Probably pump a couple of tweets out about McMahon. Maybe I should package his saves together because he's earned it. That kid is good.
Yeah, and only a freshman.
Yeah.
Got to be feeling good if you're the FSU coaches.
Kober shoots, and he is wide to the stick side of McMahon. So Colorado operating right to left on your screens.
And you can see the FSU defense playing a little bit more aggressive behind the goal there.
And good anticipation by FSU's defense. And now they're going to clear on their own. Look at that stick by Parker McNally, sending humans to the turf.
That is a man's play right there.
And he gets the ground ball, too.
Get Korber going strong to his right side down the alley there. Another nice save by McMahon.
Yeah, you need to get traffic in front of McMahon because he sees everything and he's such quick on the react after the shot attempt.
Absolutely. Got to get him moving laterally.
Sticks are coming here in the 4th quarter. Florida State advancing forward. Ball down. And a whistle blown.
Very fortunate for FSU to get the timeout there.
Let's look at this work by McNally on the replay. Sit down.
Gave him the little boy there. Love it.
New lingo for me. What would you like, sir? I'll take the little boy, and then we'll go to break. Yes, sir. CSU with a 3-goal lead. We have a timeout here in Fort Collins. Fourth quarter, 12-13 on the clock. Parker McNally is one of our impact players on our radar at the start of the game. We hadn't really thought about it in that way. McNally recently, as you saw live and on the highlight, sending dudes down to the ground. And then I learned a new term from two-time All-American Patrick Sullivan. That's the little boy. When you're trying to advance through midfield and you get knocked off your pins.
Now thinking back before there, you see the FSU pole bringing up the field, stumbling a little bit. You can tell he's got his head down. He's wanting to go make a play for his team, get a goal. CSU closes him. Nice job defensively. Gets the ball on the ground, but fortunately for FSU, they get the timeout call right before.
It's a 3-goal game. CSU up 9-6. Call it just over 12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, we have much respect for the guys in black. Florida State, they can score and they can do it quickly. So everybody stay sharp. FSU, again in the dark jerseys, gold lids, and they have possession.
A beautiful save there from Widows.
So coming forward was Dylan Barnes, and he takes that shot, kind of a radical angle, but Widows makes the nice save.
Yep, nice clear up the opposite box side by the Malcolm McDonald and Noah Miller. Looks like we got a timeout.
And that is head coach Ryan McDonald, who chooses to pause the action so he can talk it out with his guys. And we'll go ahead and take a pause along with the Rams, who have a 3-goal lead here in Northern Colorado. Let's go ahead and look at the supporters of both these programs. You know, there's quite a few people over there in the maroon for Florida State, and then that's what you're looking at right now. We got a bunch of CSU fans, as usual. Timeout called at the 11:35 mark for Colorado State. Sully, what was head coach Ryan McDonald thinking with that pause in the action?
Well, I think he realizes that this is an important possession. They really want to, get a goal here, put pressure on FSU. Typically, you probably save those timeouts for a little bit later, but Coach Mack, he knows this one's important.
7 of the last 8 goals scored by the guys in white from Colorado State University. The most recent goal for Florida State, Jake Shull. We remain at 9-6. We have no scoring here in the fourth quarter so far. We are about 4 minutes deep into the fourth. Let's see what the Rams do after that pause. We'll take a shot from way up top, and that was off the stick of Cade Ebers, who has a goal in this game. Goes over the crossbar. CSU's can keep it.
Well, just like you called before, McMahon didn't catch that one. He got lucky it hit the crossbar because he was screened by the defender there.
So then the reset with Kono up top. And missed on the receive there. Now Florida State's able to pick up the GB.
Now Kono's a really good athlete. Couple times there in that possession, just going a little too fast.
10:50 remaining, fourth quarter. CSU defending now with their 3-goal advantage. Repeated contact by Nils Holland. And now Florida State back there at X, gonna work it around with their 3-goal deficit they're trying to erase. Subs coming in for head coach Louis Albazi and those Seminoles. under 10 minutes left. And there again is the Seminoles taking their time, and they can. There's plenty of time.
FSU looking for the two-man game right there. Gets one of their top guys, 22, on the shorty with the look.
Yeah, and that is the stud Will Sackman, the captain. Every time he has the ball, I'm like, 2-2, he worries me.
Yeah, definitely not a switch you'd like to have come easy. But they run the clock out. Nice defensive stand from the Rams there.
So shot clock expires, and that is a stat that really won't pop, definitely won't on the screen, just a little thing that the defense does at Colorado State that forces the turnover. 9 minutes left here in the fourth. Colorado State up 3. They have been for quite a while. We've gone scoreless for 10 consecutive minutes.
Ooh, a little too unselfish there from Chastain. Thought he had a nice shot. Looks for McFerrin, but not under control. Throws it away. Ball back to the Noles.
As Colorado State's going to now retreat and play defense, we assume, right here. And then I mentioned, well, there's a turnover force midfield there.
FSU a little too careless on the clear.
That's Dowden with the takeaway midfield, and Dowden has it right now. But think of this, Colorado State missing some notable guys on their defense. They've allowed just 6 goals in this game.
You got to be feeling good if you're your coach Reed there. First game from Malcolm McDonald. He's played pretty good, stepping in nicely for Farkas.
Yeah, went with the short pole, pulled back to close defense. 58's been playing very well.
And this is a guy who's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. When he first came in, he was a face-off guy, and we switched him over to D-mid. Turned out pretty good at D-mid, and now moving down low with the pole.
Yeah, he's built like a face-off guy. Right. Now there's a lot of guys who are going to be pleased with their performance if CSU can maintain and finish off with a victory here today against 22nd ranked Florida State. There's a turnover, and here comes the Seminoles.
Good close out there from Nis, causing the bad pass.
Credit to Jake Nis for getting back into the play, and if anything, stopping the momentum of those Seminoles.
And good pressure there from Malcolm McDonald, giving them an opportunity. Not able to capitalize. FSU with the ball.
Well, we talked about McDonald, and he keeps showing up on our screens. That fits. 7 minutes left here in the fourth. Florida State with the ball.
Oh, beautiful play.
Until now. And pushing forward, well, there's Nis.
No, that's
Kissel.
Kissel. Read that one like a book.
Cale Kissel still with one of the best highlights of the 2022 season, a behind-the-back pole goal in Game 1 against Wyoming.
Love it.
Yeah, that thing's floating around on Twitter. Look for the Cale Kissel long pole score. It was gorgeous. And certainly Colorado State Rams don't mind having showcase highlights against those Wyoming Cowboys. Any sport. And a score by CSU.
No, ball's on the outside.
Okay, gotcha. And is that is actually...
I was going to be a bit surprised, too.
Yeah, that is Andrew Byron. I thought he scored and then showed his frustration. He was whacking people across the way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll reset my focus. We're about 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. 6:08 on the clock and counting. Florida State has to score at minimum 3 to force an overtime session. And there he is, Mr. Danger.
FSU with the numbers opportunity, not able to capitalize.
Will Sackman scares me. Now Dylan Widows makes the save. No fear there.
Another great defensive play there from the pole, knocking it down.
And Mulligan was in the mess, along with Blaine Ware. Excellent defense for Colorado State.
You'll take it too, because that was a beautiful dodge getting back to the middle there.
Now, how many times do we see Jordan Cutter being involved in that transition that you said was a key? Cutter's not going to have any stats recorded, but 2.6 is always on your screens during those transitions.
Absolutely. Those are the type of guys you get that hard hat at the end of the day.
There you go. I call those my lunch pail dudes. Cutter's one of them. 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter as Coburn sets up top, waiting for play to develop in the attacking zone. Colorado State with a 3-goal lead.
That's a great look by McFerrin. Nice dodge by Cole, draws the defender. But FSU gets the chase out.
Let's take a peek at the previous goal attempt from Colorado State. That was Byron on the far side.
A little tough to tell. I think it just landed on the outside. And another careless, unforced turnover from FSU.
4:22 on the clock. Opportunities with regard to time are dwindling for Florida State, 22nd ranked team in the country.
And then CSU follows it right back. Throwing it to the pole, who's covered in the middle of the field. Great play by number 10, getting that ball back for the Rams.
So a very timely ground ball recorded by Cale Kissel. And that'll allow CSU to expire some time at minimum. Obviously, I would assume they're going to stay aggressive, try to get another goal score here. We're at 3:45 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you do want to be aggressive. You want to score. Probably don't need to start initiating that offense. So there's about 25 seconds left. Eat some of that clock out. You feel pretty good, up 3 goals right now.
We have not had a goal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're really bucking the trend here.
Yeah. And you hear the guys counting down the shot clock. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. There it is, Dowden, who sends one wide of the goaltender McDonald. 13 seconds left on that shot clock, 3:13 on the game clock. We've gone 17 consecutive minutes without either team scoring.
As a defensive coach, I love it, but as
I
a
was going to
lacrosse
say,
fan,
you're good with that, right?
We'll take a couple more goals.
And there's 8 on the shot clock, so we'll see if the Rams going to send one towards the goal.
Oh, that's a nice, strong dodge there by Flores, getting to the front of the goal. Unfortunately, it doesn't fall for him.
Nope. So more of a conservative approach with a 3-goal lead that expired the entire shot clock.
Yeah, trust the defense. They're playing good right now. Like you said, FSU hasn't scored a goal in how many minutes now?
Florida State's last goal was Jake Shull at the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. That is the most recent goal in the entire game. We are 2:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Yeah, I keep looking down at my scribble summary, and it's throwing me off visually. There's a shot attempt that Widows makes the save. That comes off the stick of a charging Florida State Seminole, who I will give credit for being aggressive there. That was Robin Ryans, the sophomore midi from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, it's a nice strong dodge. Putting CSU on an island there, didn't get the slide. You'd like to bury those.
2:15 on the clock, fourth quarter. Florida State trailing by 3. Seminoles have the ball. Oh, is that a save by Widows?
I think actually Nis might have got his stick on that, coming over on the slide.
2:05 remaining here in the fourth. That shot's low and it's good, and there he is. They're going to give Sackman the goal. A flag is down, so is a human, as you can see right there.
This might be a tough break for CSU. They're going to get the goal. Nice dodge and feed there on the crease. And they might get helmet-to-helmet contact here, which may be a start on man up with locked in.
154 mark, fourth quarter. The first goal of the fourth, and there is 22. Well, we kept bird dogging him, and he earned our looks. Will Sackman, the captain, gets a goal for Florida State. Let's take a replay of the contact midfield.
Yeah, a little high there. Gets the crown of his helmet under the chin. We'll see if they give him a 2 or 3 minute here.
Again, we know that Florida State can score in bunches. 1:54 on the clock. Will Sackman scores now. Florida State will be man up with under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long here. It looks like the ref was giving the locked-in signal, so if you're FSU, you'd really like to capitalize here. Big defensive stand for this man down.
First goal scored in 17 minutes on the time clock. Will Sackman at 1:54. And here comes Florida State, down 2, and they are man up for the 4th time in this game. Let's see how head coach Louis Albazi's Seminoles want to approach the special team situation. 1:35 remaining in the game. Florida State is man up. You can hear the defensive calls, and then you can see Dylan Widows making a save at the ankles for his Rams.
And talk about clutch, but throws it away right back to FSU.
And a score for Florida State. They're within 1.
Hate to see that. Beautiful save. Doesn't take their time on the clear. Overthrows the shorty there. FSU takes advantage.
Ryan Farquhar, the sophomore out of Wesley Chapel, Florida, brings the Seminoles to within 1. The reaction by head coach Ryan McDonald and his Colorado State Rams.
And here comes the biggest face-off of the day. It's going to be man down, so CSU will be down 1 on the face.
1:09 left in the game.
But they've had a lot of success today. FSU's back out there with their guy, Vinny.
Well, Sully, one of your focuses, face-off X. Well, now is when you got to show up. Both squads.
Looks like Vinny went to back.
Yep.
FSU with the ball.
Excellent work by Vinny Mercadante.
Do have to clear it, though. They've had a little bit of trouble today. And they get it up.
55 seconds remaining. Florida State has possession. They're down 1.
Oh, careless play. Great play by Kissel. Can CSU get this GB?
It's Mulligan who goes and snags the ball. Colorado State going to try to clear. 38 seconds remaining in the game.
They have 20 seconds to get it over the midline here.
Mulligan operating through traffic as CSU tries to clear. 27 seconds remaining in the 4th. That's Colbert with possession. 20 seconds left in the 4th.
Yep, and CSU still man down, so FSU is aggressive there with 2 men on the ball.
10 seconds left in the ball game. Here comes the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And the horn in the distance.
Oh, what a fantastic game. Great finish. We thought it would maybe be more at the 16-15 type, but we knew it was going to be close.
Well, it was built up with the hype of 2 top 25 teams. Powerhouse programs in the MCLA getting after each other on a beautiful day in Fort Collins, Colorado. Colorado State scores 7 unanswered goals from the 2nd into the 3rd quarter. Very minimal scoring in the 4th. 2 goals by Florida State in this 4th quarter. Will Sackman and Ryan Farquhar to get the Seminoles to within 1, but Colorado State holds on and is able to win 9-8. Sully, your immediate reactions after what you just witnessed.
Now, I know Coach Mack probably doesn't love the ending that his team gave there, but you got to feel good having this bounce-back performance from the whole face-off unit, the defense, coming off a game in Texas where they lost over 75% of the face-offs. You got to be feeling good there as the Rams, and you really need these big non-conference wins to pad that resume when you're trying to get to nationals at the end of the year.
Florida State, after the big win in Boulder just 2 days ago, Florida State next will play Cal Poly and then South Carolina. As we look at some of the schedules, we'll kind of bounce around and off of those graphics to you. You can see the handshake exchanges. And then for Colorado State, after getting this 9-8 victory over Florida State, next up will be Washington on Monday. You look at those recent games. So here's what you're seeing in the composite of what they had, where they went 1-1 on that Texas trip, and now they able to get this victory over Florida State. That's a nice win for them against FSU.
It is, especially because the rest of their schedule, once you get to into RMLC play, being one of the top conferences in the MCLA, it is a gauntlet to finish the season with those teams. And then that trip up to Minnesota for them, playing Minnesota and Michigan State, some of those blue-collar teams, you know you're going to get some physical, grinded-out games up there.
Yeah, nothing's going to slow down for the aggressive scheduling of Colorado State. Next up will be Washington. Then they play 16th ranked Utah Valley, number 1 Brigham Young, then at 15th ranked Minnesota. So if you want to be something, you want to be a player in the upcoming postseason, well, you're going to have to prove it and knife through it. But today's the day where you get to celebrate Colorado State, again, scoring 7 unanswered and then having to hold off an again surging Florida State team and able to get that victory. It's a good win for the Rammies. So thank you so much for joining us for the broadcast. We appreciate that. Whether you're in the Florida State community down in Florida or you're in northern Colorado enjoying your CSU lacrosse, we're honored, privileged, and always entertained just to watch these guys compete. For Phil Mildred and his outstanding crew, including Justin Salvia, Zach Johnson, Mike Trujillo, Gail Kakak. For my man, the All-American, Patrick Sullivan, I'm Marty Cesario. Again, final score is 9-8, and we say goodbye from Fort Collins.
Lost our composure in the second half. Lost our composure at the end. We win, we stay humble. We lose with class.
First of all, any of you were complaining about those guys?